Hey guys, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So in the last episode, we did our first orbital insertion around Kerbin, and we took some science. We ended up with, I think, what was it, about 30 for science. And as you can see, we've got quite a bit more. And what I said I was going to do is I was going to finish up taking the science in those orbits in close Kerbal orbit and far Kerbal orbit and pick up the science from that. So we went ahead and did that. And one of the things that I forgot about when I went around and I did each of these biomes is you'll notice each of these biomes will light up individually as you mouse over them, with one exception, and that's the crawler way. The crawler way does not light up, but it is actually a biome. So that was another 35 science points right there. We picked up a few science points out in the water that we had not gone back and done the other two or the other one visits of. And on the way back down, we also ended up landing in the mountains for one of our takeoffs. So we picked up an additional 35 science there. So all told, we picked up about 260 science points, which we're going to look at spending this episode. But in addition to that, one of the other things I did, and I'm going to put it up here on the screen, is I went through and I looked at the different mods and stuff like that. And there was a bunch of mods that I added because there was things out of each of them that I wanted. And we'll see those as we go along. But that added a crap ton of new modules and fuel tanks and engines and things like that, and science oh my, that we can both get and already have. So what we're going to do this episode is we're going to take advantage of the fact that I added those mods, and we're going to go back and revisit some places that we have taken science from in the past that we can now take more science from. So basically the biomes right here within the complex. So let's go on over to the spaceplane hangar. And when this opens up, you will see that there are a crap ton more pieces, parts that we can make rockets and planes and what have you out of. As you can see, quite a bit more here. It's a little loud. Let me do something here. Let's go ahead and turn this ambient noise down some. It's a little loud, at least in my headphones, so I'm sure it's probably loud for you guys too. So let's go to settings. Let's take these down to say 30 for our ambient. Music I'm turning all the way down. Spacecraft, yeah, I think we'll be okay there. UI, we'll turn that down to 30 as well. Good enough. So let's go ahead and get back at it. Let's go on back over here to the space hangar. Hopefully that's a little better. Give it just a second. Yeah, that's not so bad. All right. So let's go ahead and reload our POS rover here, right? And we're going to do a couple of things. We've already done all of the goo that we can do. We've done all the barometry we can do and all of the temperature that we can do. So we're going to get rid of those. Okay. We're also, for the same reason, going to get rid of the Science Junior. We don't need it. We have taken the science. Maybe what we will do is we will add another payload compartment in here. No, that's the wrong one. What is this? Service bay. Service bay. There we go. There's the one we're after. We're going to stick another service bay in here. Make sure the doors are opening in the right direction. One of the mods is that I added is called All Ya All, and it allows me to, instead of having to go and individually click on these, I can open them all up at once. We're going to go into cargo. We're going to get rid of these because we're not going to store science right now. We're going to get these cargo storage units and we're going to add them in there, right? And what we're going to grab is some of the new stuff that has been added into science. So we're going to add an antenna. Oops. And we're going to add that into that inventory. We'll get rid of that. Move you over there. Move you down here. Move you up here. Let's see if it'll stay there. We're going to add this color reference. We're going to add the laser ranging. We're going to add passive seismic experiment. Wind composition experiment. CCTV. We've got the monitor. We don't need that. Container storage. We shouldn't need more power. Weather analysis we already have. The controller we already have. So we got those. Let's look at science real quick and see if there's anything we can put down on the ground out there. I think we've got everything that we're looking for, though, for this trip. Now you notice there's a whole bunch of science that's on here that's individual science. We're going to go back and trick this thing out to take that stuff out there as well. But for right now, what we're looking to do is we're just looking to be able to go out there and place these units on the ground. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more experiments, I believe. It's a total of 6 items, but one of them, this one here, really isn't an experiment. It's just it's part of the TV camera experiment. So let's go ahead and head out to the runway. Oh, we got to change out our scientists. We want to get full science. Sorry, Jeb. This is not a job for you. This is a job for Bob. So let's go on out to the runway. Oh, before we do that, let's close all of these. Let's go on out to the runway, and we're gonna place these out at that science station that we've already put out here on Kerbin. And that's going to get us started with some additional sciences that we'll just continue to run, and we'll continue to pick up a little bit of science every time with these. So let's drive on over here with our little POS rover. It'd be nice when I get bigger wheels. We're working towards that. We just want to get out here and chunk this stuff down. All right, let's get Bob on out. Let's open these up, open all of them. Get Bob out here on EVA. Let go of that, Bob. Come on over here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to empty out Bob's backpack of stuff so that we can go ahead and pick up these other experiments. So now we want this pole, right? This deployable, this is color reference thing, and we want the camera, right? So we're gonna bring them out. I'm gonna set them up. And it really doesn't matter where we do these, but we're gonna set them up so that it is, you know, we're sending this back to mission control, right? I want to show the world all the stuff we're doing. So there's that, and then we want this puppy. Oops. Get ourselves a good angle here. How's that look? Yeah, we're looking at what we're looking at. So we'll plop that puppy down, and it'll start filming. So it is powered. It's going to start giving us some science. Looks like it's connected. So that's good to go. I don't think this even does anything other than just kind of sit there. All right, so let's go on over here, get our other experiments, put them down. See if we can pick up. Nope, it's going to weigh too much. Can we pick this one up? We can pick that one up. All right. So let's go on over here. And this one. I'm gonna plop her down right there. And that's just the radio band transmitter. It's going to send out our science. We're already getting communication, so we're good to go there. But I figure we throw it out here. What the heck, right? So we got three experiments connected so far. We got 1, 2, 3. Grab that puppy. Oh, we got that too. So we'll put this down, and we'll put her down right there. And that's working. It's connected. It's powered. Good to go. And then we'll throw this one down. Back up from it. It's working. It's connected. Looks like it's good to go as well. Laser ranging retro reflector. And that should leave us one more. And that looks to be up and running. Connected, science rate 100. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we got here. So now we've got 6 experiments connected. 5 need power, 5 have power. We're good to go, right? Lower visor, plant flag. Activate camera. Oh, okay. One of the other things that I added, we now have a camera that we can kind of look through and see through his eyes. So, you know, that's kind of fun. Deactivate camera. Disable camera. There we go. This one should still be working though, right? Yeah, this one is still working. Connected, powered. All right, so there we go. So now we're going to get a little bit more science from there. So we're going to go ahead and close this puppy up. Now, because I'm not in the ship, I can only close these one at a time. But as soon as we get in here, we grabbed it the wrong place. Come on, Bob, grab the door. board. Now we can close all of them because we're inside and we're in charge of the thing. So now we got all that going. We'll go on back to base. We're not getting any science from this. We're just putting out our science instruments. But now what we're going to do is we're going to go back here to the space hangar, and we're going to add a whole bunch of science instruments to our little rover that we were doing. And those we can take out, and we can get science in the different locations. And we're going to do just that. So let's go back here. Let's open up the bays, because we don't need this storage anymore. We now need experimental data storage, right? So we're going to get down here to science. We're going to get the experimental science storage bay. If we can find this puppy. There it is. We're going to pop 3 of them in there, like so. Now we can do all 3 of our tests in each of our biomes. And I was wondering how much each of these stored, and I figured it out. These will each store 1 reading from every biome. So it doesn't matter how many biomes you go to, it'll store it, but it'll only store 1 reading's worth. So if we have 3 of them, we can do the max science from each of the biomes and store it in there and have, you know, our 3 readings from each biome. So that's going to be good to go for us. So now let's go through our science. Now we've already done the thermometer. We don't need to do the thermometer. This is used for mapping radiation on a planet's surface. It's more of a satellite thing. That's a satellite thing. This will be used to map the layers of air pressure. Some of these are, the majority of these, as a matter of fact, are satellite things. Cutting edge explosive containing several material packages cannot be transmitted. Packages must be retrieved. Reveal EVA for return and analysis. That looks like that's a satellite kind of thing. This, I think we can add on here. And we're just going to stick this stuff where it fits the best. And we're going to check them and see. So, toggle torque. I don't know what that does then. Magnometer, attitude control boom. Attitude control scheme advisor used in my... Oh, no, that one's not going to be one we want. Gathering electricity requires the separate of these 2 analyzers. So we're gonna stick one there, and stick that between them maybe. And then it deploys on up and retracts. And as long as it's not lower than our wheels, we're okay. Telescope, no. Truss for mounting instruments, no. Gamma ray spectrum. I think we can use this one. We're going to go ahead and see if we can't mount it. We'll have to see how it comes out, how it deploys. Okay, it deploys straight forward. We're good to go on that one. Radar altimeter. Television camera. And we'll stick it on there. Deploy. It doesn't really do much as far as deploy, but maybe we'll be able to see some camera stuff. Television camera system. Now this one looks like it's got attachment points. What if we attach it right here? Deploy. Doesn't really do much when it comes to deploying. Looks like it's probably a ground-based something. We'll throw it on there anyway. Film camera. Alright, so that opens up. Film camera. Ion trap boom. Now we got a whole bunch of booms we're going to be putting on here. Come on, retract. Retract. And mainly these are for like spaceships and stuff, but we might as well take advantage of the science, right? Alright, let's see. Contains mass spectrometry. We can use this plan. Atmosphere and surfaces from orbit. So that doesn't do us a lot of good. We stick that there. See if it'll go. See what it'll do. It extends out. We'll give her a shot. Why not, right? Nose camera. Alright. I'll chunk it on here. See if it'll work. Yeah. Chunk that on there. Another boom. Another boom. This one looks like it's meant to stick out off of something, though. I don't know if we can get it to hook to anything or not. No, I didn't think so. That was a mistake. It's stuck in there now. Oh, well. Telescope. Another film camera. Micrometeoroid detector. There's a barometer. Let's see if it'll... No, it's got an attachment point. I don't think it will. It comes out. That one comes out anyway. Let's see if this one does too. That one comes out too. Alright, well, we'll stick them on there. and see what we can use. And deploy. Yep, that one comes out. All right, so we got them all stuck on there. Let's go see what kind of science we can get. So let's go out to the runway, make sure we got Bob in there. We'll go on out to the runway and see what kind of science we can get. Now, with this all-you-all mod, I could click on one of these and it would do all of the experiments all together. If we click on one of them, I'll show you. So if we click on this, let's put the brakes on. Perform all science would cause everything to activate all at once. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and so photograph from the runway, picture of the aircraft you have extremely well and appear to be okay in Kane's Defense Weekly. So we're going to keep it. Let's see what the camera. Oh, so there's the view the camera shows. I don't know what the toggle aperture does. But yeah, so there you go. So for the disable camera, enable camera. All right, so there's that one. This one is warm up the camera, take a photograph, view the TV image. Next one is deploy, irradiate the goo. Apparently we can't irradiate the goo here. Oh, there it is. Keep the experiment. Toggle the ion trap. Log the charged particles. Okay, so it's got to be done in space. So that one's a no-go. Log the gravity. That one works. Collect the data. Okay, it can't be done in this atmosphere. Close that one. Log the data. That one we can get. That one we can't get. No, that one's no good for here. That one's no good here. Ooh, that one's a little low. So that one's no good here. Oh, I must have hit the perform all. Apparently that was the only option there. Alright, which means it activated all the rest of these too. Warm up the camera, take a photograph. Let's see what the camera looks like. Okay, there we go. And then we got these ones up here. Take a photograph. Take a photograph. And I think that is all of the experiments. Now, let me see something. So if we collect... Oh, look, and it'll let us reset all the science too. So if we collect all the science... Right? And then we open this one. We can reset all the science. Perform all the science. Doesn't look like all of them, but it's enough of them. Right? And then we can open this one. And we can reset all the science. Perform all the science. And collect all the science. So we've got 8 stored in that one, 8 stored in that one, and 8 stored in that one. Right? 8, 8, and 8. All right, so now we can go back. Actually, we could go ahead and we could go on over. I'm not going to bore you guys with it, but we can go on over and we can collect all the other biomes. But let's go ahead and go back and see what we'll see what we got. Now, I don't think that did the cameras, though. I think it just ran the experiments, but not the cameras. So we have to do the cameras separate, maybe. We'll see. But that earned us almost 14 science just for that little bit there. Right? So we're going to go ahead next. If we get down into here, we can look at our archives. And television feed from curve and surface. That's the one over that we just set up recently. Laser range finding we just set up recently. Solar wind we just set up recently. Take photographs from the runway. So it is a one-time only, it looks like. Geiger counter. We can get the Geiger counter some more. We don't need to do the crew reports. Don't need to do the EVA reports. We got all of them. Got all the mystery goo. Got all the surface samples. All the temperature scans. Pressure scans. Gravity scan. The gravity scan from the runway, we could do it one more time, it looks like. That one is over at our science station. We haven't gotten anything from that. Same with the weather. Mystery goo observations, that's the same thing. All right, so it looks like we got everything that we could get from there. So that gave us an additional 15 guys. We can get a little bit more. There's a couple of these that we can grab a little bit more from. We're going to go out and hit them again, but that's easy enough to do. But there it is. So now we're going to get a bunch more science. And let's go on over here. Let's go back to research and development, because what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. We got 313 that we can spend. These are 160, so that's 320, right? What I really, really want, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want, is I want this one right here, because that's going to give us that much more science equipment, right? So I really want that one. But then I also want these rocketry ones. We can start putting satellites up and we can start retrieving some of this other science data from in space. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this advanced exploration one and get the rest of this science gear. And that's going to give us vehicle wheels. It's going to give us better wheels. I like that idea. All right, so we're going to grab that. We don't have quite the numbers for it. I want some of these other solar panels. We do have some solar panels as it is, but I want the other ones. Oh, you know what the other thing we're going to do? Part of adding some of these mods is, this is our starting research point, but we've got all of these ones back here that are prior to that. So I want to go ahead and just grab some of these, because these are like all the launch pad bases and stuff like that, so we can start building our launch pad better and have kind of better looking stuff. So I think what we're going to do, I know it's kind of a stupid spend, so that's 10, 15, 20, 25, 70 is 115. Is going to give us all of our towers. Man, you know what? I think I'm going to wait. I'd like to have it. I'd like to have these because they're cool looking. But I think we're going to wait. We're going to wait on these. I think we're going to get... Well, what I really want coming up is specialized controls, because that's going to give us all my RCS stuff. But we can't get that because we don't have the points. I think I'm going to hold off on spending the rest of the points, guys. I think we're going to hold off. We got the science one. We're going to hold off so that we can buy this stuff up that we want to get. We'll see how much stuff we end up science-wise by going and visiting all the other biomes. Right now, we're getting 153.4. I'm going to go visit all the other biomes around the Science Center. We're going to pick up all the points that we can pick up. I'm going to go and add the new science items out of this that I can add, because I'm sure there are some of these things that I can add to our little rover and grab some of our science-y stuff from there. That was the one, right? Yeah. See, there's a bunch of spectrometers and stuff. I'm gonna grab as much of this, put it on the rover as I can, and we're gonna go suck all of the science out of the science center. And we're gonna go from there. I'm not gonna sit there and do it on camera. It just doesn't make sense. But we'll see when I come back just how much we end up with. We got 153.4 right now. We'll see what we get when we come back. All right, guys. See you in a while.